Holy cow, folks. Greetings, everyone. I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad that you are here. We are here today trying to cast some Boros spells, doing a little showdown of the Skalds in Historic. Looking to get really aggressive. So what is it exactly we're doing? Well, we're trying to leverage the power of Clever Lumimancer, and to a lesser extent, 10th District Legionnaire specifically. Whenever you cast or copy an instant sorcery spell, Clever Lumimancer gets +2/+2 until the end of turn. 10th District Legionnaire says whenever you cast a spell that targets 10th District Legionnaire, put a 1/1 counter on it and scry 1. It's also a 2/2 haste. So these are our main creatures. We have a couple of supporting creatures as well because we also need to be doing some things. There is Dreadhorde Arcanist, which whenever it attacks, you can cast an instant or sorcery mana value less than or equal to Dreadhorde Arcanist power from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. And Soulscar Mage, if a source you control would deal non-combat damage to a creature an opponent controls, put that many -1/-1 counters on it instead. But this is mainly here because it's a 1/2 prowess. Honestly, that's pretty much what we're doing here. And then the rest of it is basically just a bunch of instants and sorceries, and mainly combat tricks and pump spells, right? So Infuriates, give a creature +3/+2 until the end of turn. Homestead Courage is actually a sorcery, so there is that. But put a 1/1 counter on a creature you control, it gains vigilance until the end of turn, and it flashes back for a white. Fight as 1 can give a target human creature 1/1 and indestructible, and a target non-human creature 1/1 and indestructible. It's most of our creatures here are humans, so there's no question we're mainly going to be just giving one creature 1/1 and indestructible until the end of turn. But from time to time, being able to save our Dreadhorde Arcanist as well would be nice. Defiant Strike gives a +1/+1, and we draw a card. So if we're targeting here, we put a 1/1 counter on, do a little scrying, draw a card. Yeah, feels good, feels good. Then we have some Valorous Stance and Lightning Helix to get blockers out of the way mainly, but the Valorous Stance can also target our own creature, give it indestructible, do a little pumping, do a little casting it back from the graveyard, so to speak, and helping our attacks. Kabira Takedown is mainly here as a land, because we are running 20 conventional lands, a Spikefield Hazard, and a Kabira Takedown. So technically 22, because we're trying to cast Showdown of Skalds, but we don't want to flood out either, so 20 lands. And then, yes, as the name suggests, we are trying to Showdown of the Skalds. What does this card do? 4 mana on Chapter 1. So as soon as you do this, exile the top 4 cards of your library until the end of your next turn, not the end of this turn, until the end of your next turn, you may play those cards. Then, on Chapters 2 and Chapter 3, whenever you cast a spell this turn, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. So, theoretically, we want to get down to Showdown of Skalds, exile some cards, be able to make our land drops, be able to cast a bunch of spells, and throw around a whole bunch of 1/1 counters the next turn. So the idea is, hopefully, in the first couple of turns, get their life total low, slam a Showdown of the Skalds, and just go nuts, win the next turn. So let's see if it works. All right, folks, here we are up against Devin. Good luck, Devin. And yeah, we're not into this. Just a little bit awkward. We don't have any of our 1-drops. We would like to have had the Clever Lumimancer, ideally. But even a Soulscar Mage wouldn't be too bad. But for now. Okay, opponent goes with Castle Garenbrig. Well, we're going to Dreadhorde Arcanist then. And see what Devin has to say about that. They pass. Oh boy, well, that's a good one. Well, we're going to attack for 1, pass the turn back over to Devin. We will need more lands, but our opponent also kind of fighting that battle. Okay, they get their land, so I suppose it's our turn to get a land. Oh, ho, I see. I see. Well, we're not going to hesitate 1 minute. We're killing that thing. Their hand must be insane, folks. For them to keep a 1-lander like that, I am terrified. Another Elvish Warmaster, huh? Okay. Well, Valorous Stance not looking too great here. Alright. Get in. And opponent Human. Non-human. I think we're gonna bottom that. And we got him! Alright, well, GG, opponent. Yeah, they, that is a reasonable scoop, I think. They got a little bit behind on lands, and this was going to put them way behind on tempo. So, GG. GG. Alright, folks, here we are up against Erisian. Good luck, Erisian. And, I mean, you know, sure. Alright. We'll try this. 10th District Legionnaire, our only creature, which isn't great. We do need to draw to another one, but we do. So, alright. We also have our Showdown of the Skalds, which is definitely a place we want to be with this deck. So, 10th District Legionnaire, come on down. Erisian quenches us. Okay, well, I'm not thrilled about that, not gonna lie. And they just pass the turn. Alright, well, fine. So, let's 10th District Legionnaire, draw out another Quench, and then Clever Lumimancer. It does happen. Alright, your go, opponent, as they say. Opponent passes yet again. Alright, well, Homestead Courage, what say you? They allow it. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and get in. It is a Brazen Borrower. Okay. We're unsurprised by that, but it's okay. We just get to cast it right back out. Pass turn back over to our opponent. They make a third land drop. So we're going to go ahead and make a land drop as well. Homestead Courage from the bin. What say you, Erisian? Combat. We get in. Take the damage. All right, Clever Lumimancer, number 2. It does resolve. Okay. Okay. Brineborn Cutthroat. Making it to the battlefield. Alright. So let's shock in. And attack. See what our opponent says about this. Okay. Going after the Brineborn Cutthroat. Opponent will Growth Spiral. That is not a counter. It does happen. Well, folks, shoot. You know? We're going to do this because it's a lot of damage. Opponent drops to 7. Erisian plays an island, passes the turn. Okay. Showdown of the Skalds? We should have played that after the Showdown of the Skalds, honestly. We don't want to show them what our last card was to inform their quenching decisions, you know? Get it for 1. They could Brineborn Cutthroat again, but they would have to trade. Alright, we want a 1-mana spell of any variety. We've got Spikefield Hazards, we've got Infuriates, we've got Homestead Courages, we've got Fight as Ones, we've got Defiant Strikes. Hey, there we go. Alright, yes. Den of the Bugbear. Come alive. Combat. We get in. Merfolk Trickster. Okay. We get in anyway. And opponent holding on to priority there. Has not yet decided to complete their blocks. We will fight as 1. You know, there's no reason not to give them both indestructible here. Opponent Growth Spirals. Takes some damage down to 2. Alright. Passes back. Alright, well. Den o' the Bugbear. We're going to attack with the 0-1 anyway because we want to tell our opponent, hey, we're, you know, we don't want to telegraph to our opponent that we don't have a spell, right? But we do want to be able to, the Den of the Bugbear itself, lethal, right? The Clever Lumimancer with a counter and the 1-1 we create together are also lethal. Them just having a blocker here, not good enough, right? So we want to attack with the 0-1 so that we don't telegraph, hey, we don't have a spell. We wanted to put them on their back foot and make them make bad decisions, potentially. And it turns out the decision they made was scoop. So, GG. Erisian. GG. All right, folks. Here we are up against Red Protoss. Good luck, Red Protoss. And yeah, I mean, this is fine. Every spell in our hand is red, and we have a plains, which is not ideal, but we do have a red land, so I'm not going to cry too much about it. The double Infuriate, a little strange on Soulscar Mage here. This is almost exclusively here for the fact that it has prowess, you know? But, okay, yeah, we definitely want the Clever Lumimancer, one of our most direct paths to victory, so we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going a little bit wide here, which is absolutely where we want to be. Red Protoss with a Watery Grave into Murkwater Pathway, Stitcher's Supplier. Okay, oh boy, folks, they are doing some reanimate stuff. Interesting. That's a good one. All right, so combat, let's get in. We're going to block. Unsurprising here, so we're going to Infuriate the unblocked dude. Kill off their blockers. Get in for 5. But our opponent does get to do a whole bunch more of their game plan, which is milling stuff, right? That's directly advantageous to their game plan. We've got to be able to kill him next turn, folks, so we need to draw a 1 or 2 mana spell. So those would include... Oh, okay, well, never mind. We got them. Yes. All right, so they couldn't do couldn't do what they needed to do and scooped them up. I think that was just a touch premature. Maybe we didn't have it because we were going to get to Infuriate and Infuriate. So this is going to be 2, 4, plus another 6 is 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, okay, no. We actually did have him dead. I'm sorry, folks. Because remember, don't forget the prowess triggers here, and this gets +2/+2 for every spell that gets cast. So we did have lethal in play. I was thinking we had to draw one more spell. But the Dreadhorde Arcanist is going to be able to attack and cast the Infuriate again. So we actually, yeah, we do have him. So GG, opponent, GG. All right, folks, here we are up against Excalibur. Good luck, Excalibur. And yeah, I mean... This is exactly the sort of hand we're looking for, I think. Inspiring Vantage, Lumimancer, your go. Excalibur goes with a mountain and going to get rid of this Clever Lumimancer almost certainly. Does not. Oh boy. Soul Guide Lantern. Alright. Well, then in that case, folks, we're just going to go ahead, Clever Lumimancer again, and pass the turn. We're not even going to bother attacking. We want to telegraph, oh, we don't have spells. We're you know, we're not dangerous. Don't worry about it. Ain't no big deal, you know? But, yeah, we're going to protect our stuff. If they have removal, which in this case they do. So, next turn... I mean, okay. I suppose that counts too. Our opponent giving our hand maybe a little more credit than was necessary. We had to draw something, but we were going to be able to fight as one to target the 10th District Legionnaire, put a counter on it, so this was going to swing as a 3/3 haste. These were going to be swinging in, you know, with 2 power as well, and we were going to get a scry there. So it's true, they were under a lot of pressure, but my guess is they just didn't have more cheap removal, and we're expecting to die soon, and they were probably right. So GG, opponent, GG. All right, folks, here we are up against Cure, and yeah, I mean, I'd love to keep this hand, but we have 1 creature and no red sources to even cast it, so we're gonna send that hand back. Oh man, no. I guess we're gonna mulligan to 5. Keep 5. Feel terrible about it. Good heavens. Yeah. Gonna start on a Kabira takedown, I suppose. And pray that our 10th District Legionnaire can carry us in, I guess. Oh no, our opponent's on Esper on the play, and we're like, you know, mulligan to 5, play a 2-drop. Oh, okay. Well, they appear to be reanimating. Okay. We've got a shot in the reanimator matchup. We've got to draw really well because we're already way behind. Just being on the mulligan and whatever. But, you know, this is part of the game, you know? Okay. All right. That's good. So, Clever Lumimancer. Get him for 2. Opponent gonna block, sure. Yeah. It resolves. And yeah, the opponent absolutely doing their thing. So we're going to Soulscar Mage here and pass the turn. See what our opponent says. They shock in the Godless Shrine. Down to 16. Appearing to have removal. That would be bad. We would definitely not be happy about that. What big creatures do they have in the bin? Just Jin-Gitaxias. I guess we're going to allow that. If they had gone after the Clever Lumimancer, we would have immuned it. Oh, crud. The Jin-Gitaxias is coming back next turn. I mean, okay. Opponent faithfully mends. Sure. Well. Oh, no. No, 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 no. They have Elesh Norn. Alright, well. We're going to attack. This is not going to be worth enough damage here, but we're going to try and get some done. Alright. Okay. Well. Opponent drops to 6. Reanimates Elesh Norn. The game ends. Okay, it is Elesh Norn. Alright, so we kept this because it would allow us to do more scrying. We need to find Valorous Stance. Right. Yeah, we've got to bottom it. As much as we would love to keep it. Actually, you know what? Okay. Defiant Strike would still allow us to draw into it. But it also makes 10th District Legionnaire able to kill the Elesh Norn next turn. And draw us into whatever other card. So if we do draw the way we want, we would draw Defiant Strike into Valorous Stance. At which point, it's the same, right? We just kill Elesh Norn anyway. Combat. Attack. Opponent does block, which is inconvenient. We were hoping they might, you know, not. That's not going to be good enough here. So we scry into Valorous Stance. Okay, Showdown of the Skalds doesn't really do it. But our opponent, yeah, I mean, we still need to be able to kill the Serra's Emissary because that's what's coming back this turn to give protection from creatures, you know? Yeah. So I guess a land so that we can Showdown would be good. Oh no, we can't Showdown because it's a tapped land. No. Alright. Opponent faithfully mends again, up to 10. Oh, folks, this was so close, but I do not think we're going to be able to make it. Opponent gets in for 7. Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, that's a card. Showdown of the Skalds. No! No! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The opponent had a Spell Pierce? Holy cow, folks. That is just terrible. Yeah, now we're just dead. Darn it. Holy cow. Yeah, darn it. Darn it, darn it, darn it. We're going to take our draw. You know, you never know. Okay. I was going to say, maybe it's a Valorous Stance? If it is a Valorous Stance, we would be able to kill the Serra's Emissary. Then, you know, or attack. Our opponent might need to even block, right? Then we Valorous Stance the Serra's Emissary and Lightning Helix either their face or our own creature. It doesn't really matter. And, you know, stay in it. I guess. Yeah. They got it. All right. GG, opponent. GG. You got us. Inconvenient. All right, folks. Here we are up against Akujak. And good luck, Akujak. We're going to keep this hand, I guess. This is definitely the sort of thing we're interested in. It's a little slow moving because we don't have a bunch of spells sort of things, you know, but we have Clever Lumimancer. Interesting. Yeah, into Dreadhorde Arcanist. Opponent foretells. Interesting. You know what? Yeah, actually, no. Well, this could be a board sweeper, so let's not commit to the board. Let's just Infuriate. Attack. Infuriate. Chunk our opponent down real good. Make them afraid of not board sweeping. You know, make them know they need to board sweep this turn. And they do, which is fine. Because now we 10th District Legionnaire and Clever Lumimancer. We would really like a land so we can start casting these showdowns. That would be ideal. Does the opponent have another sweeper? Revenge of Ravens. Okay. A Defiant Strike. Yes. And we got him. So keep in mind, folks, the Revenge of Ravens would have triggered to, like, our opponent wasn't dead here, right? Because, and they were looking at this 5 power. This was going to grow to 6 power, but we're actually attacking with 2 creatures. So they would gain 2 life here up to 7. And, you know, we would only have 6 power, but they saw that we kept it on top, so they knew we were gonna ruin their life, so they just scooped it out. But, all right, GG, opponent, GG. All right, folks, we are back. We are back. And, yeah, I mean, the deck was a blast. It did really well, folks. We won. Okay, so we played 6 games. We won 5 of them. Our only loss was to reanimate, and we mulliganed to 5. And almost won still. It was very close. Like, we were a card either way sort of thing from winning, and we were on the mulligan to 5. So honestly, the deck not only exceeded expectations, it did great. Almost wild, actually. The catch is, in all 6 games we played, we did not resolve a single Showdown of the Skalds. We cast 1 in the matchup we lost there to the Reanimate deck because they had a Spell Pierce on our Showdown of the Skalds. But that was the only one we even put on the stack in all 6 games. The game was just over by the time it mattered. So honestly, even though we named the deck after this card, I would absolutely recommend building this deck. 100%. Yes, do this. Just don't do it with Showdown of the Skalds. Because it just didn't do anything. It just wasn't there, didn't show up, didn't participate. If anything, it held us back because it was it was not an instant or sorcery to cast or target our things. So if we're not casting this, we could probably change out the Kabira takedown and the Showdown or the Spikefield Hazard as well. Just run with either. Maybe you might even be able to build this deck for 18 lands, folks. Probably wouldn't be able to do Den of the Bugbears very well because you'd never be activating them anyway. But you know, you might be able to do actual 18 lands and just like some more Defiant Strikes. Maybe, you know, do some other things that maybe scry or something. And the deck might just do better. So, I don't know, man. That was wild, to be sure. But, you know, I would absolutely recommend crafting it if that was your thing. And as a matter of fact, there is another creature with Magecraft that almost made this deck because, you know, we've seen variations of this before. It's called Leonin Lightscribe. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, creatures you control get +1/+1 until the end of turn. We actually ended up going with Soulscar Mage instead because we wanted to get our creatures on the board on 1. But if we're getting rid of the Showdown of the Skalds, we might be able to just go, like, down 2 Soulscar Mages, go up 4 of these, then go, yeah, like, up some pump spells. We still have room for 4 pump spells, and that's if we decide to stand 20 lands. So that might work. You might also just end up cutting this entirely with this build, because that would give us just space for some more pump spells. And with the Leonin Lightscribe, I think it gets that much better. The other thing we could do is potentially just go with some burn spells that could be directed at the opponent's face, so as to just bring us that much closer to a victory, you know? So, I don't know. And, well, okay, so here's... Okay, if I was going to do this again, I think I would do this, actually. And then go Spikefield Hazard. So we go down to 18 lands, but go up to 20, right, with the Spikefields. But they're also instants and sorceries. I think I would cut these, and then, let's see. Yeah, maybe just go with the God's Willing, because it gives us Scry. It's not exactly drawing cards, but it's getting us to more action. So go like this. I think like that, I think is how I might choose to build it if I was trying to win more games. You know, we would have to do a little more testing with just the 18 lands here. But I think that might be worth it. It could be that this is not worth it because it would be a tap land then. But the problem is, like, at this point, we're all 2 drops and less. We could not care less. At this point, we also get to add Lurrus as a companion if we go this direction, right? And it's not that we really need it, but it also costs us nothing. So, yeah, if I was trying to do the deck, I think we might do this. I might even test it on the ladder, just see how I feel about it. You know, figure out where we come down on it. But that said, without further ado, I will let you folks go. You have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.